Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review. This time is going to be on RRR, or Triple R, or R. Most people just say RRR. So RRR is a new Indian film that came out like a few months ago. It actually was playing in a few theaters, but it's one of those types of like Bollywood movies, but not really. But all that I know is that everybody was talking about this movie. I didn't even know that many people were talking about it until like a few months after it was released. It was actually playing near my location, but because I didn't hear that much about it, I did not see it. It wasn't until much later till more people got to talk about it. Now, in this film, we follow two guys who are Indians, and they're trying to fight for freedom as a girl gets kidnapped, and a lot of other story plot points happen throughout the movie. It's a film about a lot of things. It's a film about freedom, friendship, and betrayal. It's a lot of those things combined into one. Now, people actually didn't start reviewing this movie until like months after it was released. Like pretty much when I watched this movie on Netflix. If you want to check the movie out, it is on Netflix. And I have a question for all these people because when they released this movie, it got tons and tons of praise. For the people out there that watched this movie months later and gave it a lot of praise, okay, what is wrong with you guys? Why didn't any of you tell me that this movie was good when it came out? Otherwise, I would have seen it. Because this film was fantastic. I mean, this movie was just, I knew it was going to be good, but really just, it's a 3 hour long movie, an overly 3 hour long movie. And yeah, that would seem like a film like this, a film that's technically a Bollywood type film, but wow, this movie just never slew down. Is it slew down or slow down? I don't know. But the point is, this movie was super fast paced. Like, I did not even notice that it was a 3 hour long movie. I mean, I knew it was a 3 hour long movie, but it really never felt that way. There's tons of ways that this movie can get to you. Like, the movie has a very strong story about freedom and, fighting for freedom and all that because, it's basically Indians versus the British, pretty much. And you're rooting for the Indians to basically take back their freedom. Mainly the main focus is on these two guys who have a strong bond in the beginning. Like one of them has a crush on or starts to know this English girl who, I'm just going to say this, okay? There's a lot of dubbing in this film. Of course, characters are Indian and there's English, so the way they communicate with each other, they still can't understand each other even though you can understand them. But the way they handle it, I kind of find it funny. But of course, you can watch it in multiple different languages, but yeah, I really dug what was going on screen. Like, the characters, I really cared for the characters. And the movie does focus a lot on story elements, but the movie never shies away from just being flat out entertaining because this movie gets freaking ridiculous. Like, its portrayal of war and stuff like that is definitely not that realistic, as there's a lot of slow motion and action sequences that definitely aren't that logical, but that's entirely the point. It's a film that's completely bonkers insane and over the top that it never shies away from its storyline at all because it knows it's being ridiculous when it comes to its action. But the action is so entertaining that it's the type of action we don't really get that much in cinema anymore. Like, this movie is like a war film, plus a drama, plus an action film, sometimes even a comedy, because there's some really comedic elements. And probably one of my favorite scenes throughout this entire movie isn't one of the action sequences, no. It's a dance sequence. You heard me right. There's dancing in this movie, and even singing. Makes it kind of like a musical at the same time, but don't worry, it's not like The Sound of Music or anything like that. And all the songs are in Indian, so. But when I saw the dance sequence, I was just like, wow, this is not laughably bad. This is actually really good. This is actually entertaining, and it's very upbeat and uplifting. And this is a film that isn't just going for the completely depressing route. There are some depressing scenes, but this movie is kind of uplifting at the same time. And I've been struggling a lot throughout these couple of days, but this movie definitely managed to lift my spirits up a little bit. And it's not just with the dancing, it's also with the relationship between these two. Yeah, later on down the line, they kind of betray one another, but it's a bond that I found to be very, very strong, and I did not want their friendship to be ruined because these two guys, they were very rootable. And one of them has a past, which I'm not gonna go into full detail with because you just need to experience this movie for yourself. If you love great stories, if you love great action, this movie has it all. Now, yeah, there is a lot of CGI in this movie, but even in the beginning, they mentioned that no animals were harmed and all the animals were completely CGI. I'm gonna be honest, the CGI for the animals actually look way more convincing than most of the comic book films that come out nowadays. And the movie just it knows it's absolutely silly when it comes to the action with the animals, like the tigers and the way they fight. It's even when it comes to the action, like the arrows, the way they fly, they never seem to slow down whatsoever when it comes to the CGI. But it's kind of the point because it's not a film that Hollywood usually makes, but the fact that another area would make a film like this, it just has me wondering why we don't really get films like this anymore. It totally earns its 3-hour runtime. It does everything it can to make that runtime worth it. And for me, I think it was absolutely worth every second that was put into this film. It's a fast-paced movie. It's a very moving film with characters I enjoyed seeing on screen. I rooted for them. I wanted the film to have a good conclusion, and it did. One that I was really surprised with, and it's a film that just felt completely unpredictable, and it's a film that more people should have talked about more during its release, because I could have seen this film in a theater had it not been for, getting good reviews like later down the line, because I could have. In fact, I think this film was in IMAX, but in other countries, but it's one of the most fun I've had just sitting at my home, and I honestly wish this was like a wide release film, but in the end, guys, RRR is a masterpiece. I am not even joking right now. Like, it's insanely over the top. It makes its runtime worth it. It has great choreography, a great story. It manages to combine all different genres, blending it into one, and just having a damn good time just sitting there at your home watching this film. And it's on Netflix, and you definitely need to check it out. Like, so many people have viewed it, and it's one that's really going to stick with me. I say that a lot, but I'm serious. This is one of the most engaging films that I've seen. It's one of the most entertaining films I've seen this year, and what is wrong with people? Why can't they just tell me about this more? Because it was just so much fun to watch. I loved every second of it, and you need to check it out. Even if you're not a fan of really long movies, I feel like that runtime is just going to pass by, because it's the type of film where you're just so entertained by it, you won't even notice how long is left, because it really is that good. It deserved all the praise that it got, and it's one of my favorites of the year, and you're definitely going to see it really high, too. This really was the perfect film to watch for war and entertainment and drama, going for some serious and not so serious elements. It's everything I could have possibly wanted, and I highly recommend it. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is coming out, and I forgot to mention this when I said I had a lot on my plate this month. I haven't even played Bayonetta 3 yet. I'm renting that game. I'm still waiting for my rental to come in, but God of War Ragnarok comes out tomorrow, and I know I'm going to be busy with that game, so it's going to take me a while to get those game reviews out. I might just have to buy Bayonetta 3, but I'm sure it's a good game. I know people have gotten a lot of boycott for it, but I've heard it's still pretty good. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.